Okay. Okay, today I'm going to show you how to make someone skinny using the Liquify tool. First, you need to get a picture of anyone, really anybody. And you just want to have the one person, just have a layer of the person that you're going to make skinnier be selected, as in like this. And to do that, what you select the quick selection tool and select the part of her with it. Well, select the person that you want to make skinnier, and after you selected the whole person, what you would do, you would go to Layer, New, Layer via Cut, and it would make a new layer from the person. But as you can see, I already did that. Oh, there we go. Okay, now onto the Liquify tool. To get there, you have to go to Filter and Liquify. Okay, here's all the tools and the options for the Liquify. The most basic one is the pucker tool, which you can use to which makes the pixels in the center of the cursor smaller. Brush density here shows how affected the pixels on the edges of this circle are affected. The higher the number, the more affected they are. See, if it would be like 8, just the pixels in the very, very center of the cursor would be affected. But at max, they're all affected. And the brush size is just how big the brush is. Like if it's really small, I would click. It doesn't do much of anything. But when it's larger, you do not want to be too large. For this image, be around 200. It's just right. And the brush rate is basically how effective each individual click is. Okay. There's a reconstruct tool. That's very helpful. If you were to goof up on a certain part of the image, just go over it with this tool, and it will return it to its original state. This is very useful when you've already done a lot of changes and you don't want to correct the whole thing, in which case you would restore all. But I do not want to do that. Next, well, would be the blow up tool, but that's basically the opposite of the pucker tool. Make pixels larger, but we're going to make her skinny and not make her fat, so we're not going to use that today. Another day, not today. So next would be the push left tool, which moves which when dragged upward moves pixels to the left. When dragged downward, moves pixels to the right. So if I were to drag downward, it would move these pixels to the right. When you do this, you want to try and have a smaller brush size so you have more control. Because if it's too large, it can cause problems. When you do this, you want to try and move in the shape of the outline of her body, or else you could cause something like this, which, dying. Well, clicked the wrong button there. Well, didn't make that many changes that far yet, so I'll just redo them again. Make sure you click the right button, or else. Yeah. Luckily I didn't do that much yet. If I would have, I would have to redo this video, and that would suck. Okay. It really helps when it's smaller. A lot. Another tool would be the turbulence tool, which basically moves pixels out of its way as you drag along. Oh, no. Backtrack. Um, it stretches pixels out, so it could goof up the image, but in this case, you can't really tell much difference after I make some more change to it. Yeah, looks much better. And another tool is the freeze mark tool, which I can use to select a certain part of the image that I do not want to be changed, like for instance, her mouth and her nose and her eyes. So when I would use the Bucker tool over her face, that part of her will not get smaller. Very helpful. And when you are done with the freeze mask, the stuff you freeze, you click the thaw mask tool to get rid of it. Well, looks like I'm about done with this. When you're done with it, what you would do is you click Save Mesh, which saves this thing that you made. Okay. But as you can see here, you can't use this background anymore because it was meant for the original image. But, well, oh well. So yeah, we're done. Mr. F.